Claude just doubled its rate limits. We are doubling the we are doubling Claude Code's 5-hour rate limits. Second, we are removing the peak hours limit reduction on what more one person could ask. So we're going to make use of it. In today's vibe coding session, we will try to make use of it a lot. And day 8 of continuing with the new modifications to Brand Brain app. You can check it out. The app, the links in the description. It is a social media agentic harness that runs social media agents. We have a desktop app and a so the desktop app is a new product which we will be working on mostly, and also we'll try to promote the product itself using social media. So we'll be creating Instagram reels and other content. I'm starting with a fresh content queue and fixing some bugs as well. So we will see how that goes. And before that, I need a quick check if the stream is working properly. You'll be using the terminal cloud code and also the desktop version as well. All right. Without further ado, the stream is looks like it's working. So let's crack on. So the first one, right, will be mostly a non-talking stream anyway. We need to first start with there is a problem here when content is generated. If I maybe I'll ask it to find new content that I can write about. So I'll switch on trend detection. Maybe I'll do this from my desktop app. So I'll go to API settings and switch over to relay and make sure desktop app is open. And then I can say, I can run this automations, trend detection. In 18 minutes, no, we'll just run it once and switch it off. So we should see that working. And in our desktop app, yep, that is going on. If we click into it, there's an issue though. Trend detection is happening in cloud. Okay, this is an issue. And it says open in browser. It should actually be showing. Oh, maybe it's not saved properly because I was clicking through very far. Yeah, it switched to API keys rather than relay. So I'm going to stop that. Maybe it is working here. Yep, it's working here. So I'm going to stop that and start that again. Let me make sure there is some other problem with this page. Huh. Deploy. Okay. Relay is correct. Trend detection. Switch that off. Go to tasks. Says local. That is correct. So I should see. Yeah, it's working locally. So it's using my Cloud Core subscription. Nope. Though I want to stop this because I think I need to switch to Opus here. Then I can actually start it from here as well. So automations, trend detection, and yep, it's working here. And then I will switch that off. Yes, this one again. Run 7 tools. Let it work until it creates some content. So brand context loaded. Yeah, the new Opus latest model doesn't show thinking for some reason. Let it work then. And we need to, let's see. Ooh, that was a client project. Desktop chat tool card rendering. I think this is done. But anyway, I'll just go to Claude here and start from here. This one is being done, but bits to make it more real time. We are migrating parts of it to convex audio generation. This needs to happen. This is done, I think. Close the two memory gaps. Solve any. Yeah. Huh? Right. Check if sources page migrated convex. That can come app. Okay. TikTok integration. So I want to start with TikTok carousels, I think. How would we do that? So I think we have the connections mechanism already, maybe. TikTok, let's go to feature gates. No, blue sky. No, TikTok is not integrated. So first of all, we need the gate. So I do feature flags because I commit everything directly to production. So if something goes wrong, I can just switch it off rather than maintaining different work trees, Git work trees, and merging everything back together. If you're not technical, you don't have to be bothered about this. You can just tell it to do so. Everything goes, everything as soon as it is done goes to production. Especially when you're starting out, you don't need to do all the complex workflows and CI/CD integration, etc. You wouldn't know anyway about all these things if you're just vibe coding. So just tell it to optimize for speed, whatever it comes up with. Uh, so we need a feature flag gate account. So what did it say actually? No leaner is possible. I overprescribed. Yeah, this is something that I ask actually because it has a tendency to overthink, especially the latest cloud models. So it's good to ask it is if it is a minimum viable plan, and we can see that I overprescribed. Platforms, verify TikTok client secret. This is a priority now, though. We can just start it, I think, to make use of the whole rate limits. I don't have to be as selective. I think we will see. Instead of getting rate limited in 90 minutes, probably we'll get rate limited in 3 hours. We'll see. Five poster. No, we need the feature flag. So we need the feature flag. It's because I am committing directly to production, and if something goes wrong, I can just switch it off. So that is a non-negotiable. Uh, there is when I say minimum viable product, you have to actually check in the code if the pattern or the structure is already implemented. Then you can actually follow that. If you're doing something new, then it is a gate in order to not overdo things. Do it the simplest possible way. But if there's a pattern already in this system, you don't have to stick to the. It is part of the minimum viable plan because it's already most of it is already implemented. So that okay, so that's the first one. Then we'll separate, and then we'll say admin feature flag. Okay, my second region is on top of is engineering theater. If something breaks, you see it on the account first. It could be 5-step plan if any are gated. That's fine. Setting connections UI shows TikTok connection button. So the UI similar to Blue Sky integration or other feature flag gates. Whenever the feature flag is turned on, then the UI will turn into active rather than saying coming soon. So you can just look at the existing code. This is the settings connections page is also gated by supported platforms. So that is a more stricter gate. Um, and within those supported platforms, we are enabling, disabling stuff. That is the idea. BBCLI. Does the BBCLI verb has have its own platform allow list? No, BBCLI doesn't have its own platform allow list. I think if there is one that there is an endpoint called available platforms, but it should not be. It should be derived from these constants and admin feature flags. Not should be. It should not be. Should not have any other control at that endpoint as well, following single responsibility. Agent carousel tool. Create carousel content tool or for the create content carousel content tool, there is already create carousel content tool. You'll need to extend in the content for the carousel formats. So you'll need to add TikTok into the same tool, not a new tool, but um, yeah, the tool already handles LinkedIn and Instagram. I think I need to add it to. We'll need to add TikTok to that. TikTok line key and secret are not actually set in production. In Coolify, that is a gap. So I haven't actually created an app, etc., on TikTok. So you'll need to create a documentation on how to do it after searching the current documentation and create appropriate topic file inside the project. Use project management skill to manage the project. Yes, any other UI like the schedule UI and the content UI, content review queue / content page. will need to be updated. You'll need to do a grep wherever this new TikTok filter or carousel formats need to be added in a pipeline or wherever. um, so there are like filters chips on content queues, different pipeline chips, and on schedule also different filters, etc. Of all these will need to be added. So if you can make it in a way that you don't have to keep adding these to the pages, but derive from a central service or central, module, not a module, some central class or a service function that will give all the available filters and etc. And that will also add to dynamically add a new filter if that is easier to, so that we don't have to we only have to change it one place. From going forward, adding a new platform will affect all these pages. So if you add that to, or like derive computer dynamically from admin feature flags or supported platforms, this function will determine what filters etc needs to be added, and based on that the UI will update, if that makes sense. That's another one. Update the project and related topic files, and also start the implementation, if that makes sense. Audit submission is a separate parallel track. There is no need for 5 to 10 day audit wait, runs in the background, all those things. That is not needed. Dispatch a teammate to verify 5 unknowns above. Definitely verify the existing code before planning and implementing. No speculation. Let's do that. Send it. Well, that is working. Next one, delete test sources from BrandBrain. So, right, no. Add content to Convex database locally. That's for testing, I think. Yeah. So, archive. Check if sources page migrated to Convex. Investigate duplicate web search billing details. So, there was a bug here. What's happening in the code? Execute web search follows a pre-auth settle pattern. Pre-authorization creates a row with description. Pre-authorization logs the amount from the wallet, status pending. Settlement exact match creates a second audit row with billing event. Balance of, so single search, 2 rows, but only the pre-auth row touches the balance. What's showing? Can you fix the label inconsistency? But we don't need the pre-auth and the settlement displaying in on the usage page. We only need the settled ones being shown there. So make sure that is the case. Is that the case? Right. Let's we can see this yellow thing here if it wants our input. So let's go back. The workflow skill allow Claude to capture instruction project bank. Why is it trying to edit this though? I'm going to deny it, saying the dev workflow skill is a portable skill that can be used by any user. We should not add any our project specific stuff into dev workflow that is going to be released to all the other users. Um, and so no our workflow specific or our project specific. Our projects are brand brain and all the other projects. None of these should be in dev workflow. This is generic for workflow skill. The other instructions on how to do these um, that are specific to our own setup need to go to your own feedback memory, and most importantly the project files and their topic files depending on which project that we are working on. Right, so this one I'm going to pin it just to make sure that we give priority on the things that we are working already, and verify content pin, and that is done. Admin archive and fixed items not showing in gallery. So for that, okay, this is done, I think. Archive, fix app restart when starting task on uh, archive, setup harness agent locally. Actually, just after this, I will actually update it. There is a relaunch to update. It's an update that has come. Maybe that has an effect on the rate limits and stuff like that. So to make sure, just relaunch it. Let it work now. And from a promotion side, we need to promote brand brain itself, our own. So if you have a SaaS product, you can promote it the same way. So let's go to products. We have the market research, everything done for it already, but I can promote it here. I think I want reels or need a plan actually. Can I use my? Oh, okay. I need to see actually if it has created some content. It has created some content, but there is an issue, I think. It hasn't created any content. Let's see. Okay, that is an issue. In schedule, what happened here? Yeah, it appears in schedule, but doesn't appear in content review. So that's because if I go to schedule, I should see all that. Yeah, it's already scheduled. That's why. It's still working. So it has done the LinkedIn posts. Now it's doing the tweets and thread posts. Okay, it's fine. I'll just wait. Yeah, it's coming. Cursor shift for your releases. April 30th. It's creating the content. And it should. PB content create. That's why it's it's approving automatically. Okay, it's fine. Um, yeah, it should start doing threads now. So we will see. Let it work. What do we need to do? Want to promote. It's still loading. That's already working, so that's fine. I'll create a new one. I will say I want to be able to. So the way I'm doing is that I have this product, and I can either install this product into the same folder as the code where it has, and then ask it to promote that product. Then it will find all the actual capabilities of the platform and start to. So that's the idea. It should work. I think it should work halfway, if not fully. But on cloud version, where on products promote, it works as slightly different because it doesn't have access to code. It does market research first, which goes through the public pages, and then it tries to figure out. On the desktop app version, it also, if you spawn it in the actual code directory of the app, it will start to, it will have more access to what the platform is actually capable of. So if I, let's see, the working directory is, it's not our code. I'll need to change that. So I can't really launch two instances. I have to wait for this to finish. No, it's fine, I think. Just ask. I want to promote the product brand brain, and I want to do it mainly now using Instagram Reels. So the idea is to create multiple AI influencers and focus on Reels and carousel formats. Well, carousel formats for vertical videos to be more precise, so it can be cross posted to Instagram and TikTok, both for carousels and Reels on Instagram, and the vertical TikTok vertical format on TikTok. That's the idea. So, what is your plan in doing that? You'll have to read my products list, and also you'll have to check the actual code in. Oh, I think I have a that failed. I think I didn't switch it off. The trend detection automations. It is off. There are a couple of bugs here. So I think I need to address that as well. So, but let it run. Let this one run. I will say in code brand brain apps brand brain. I think that's it. To understand, to ground the capabilities. What will be your strategies first? That is the first question. What are all the different angles that can be used to promote this product? You may also be able to get the product research and other details from PB products. The other still working. I'll also say split pane vertically, and I'll also no, I wanted to do this. CD local workspace, Claude, and now here I can want to do a trend scan. No, I want to actually check our current analytics and what's our future play. Um, can you check the analytics from Post Hog and Google Search Console and analyze the traffic and see what our um, future plays? I think I want to focus on or on what is working. So maybe more SEO pages for today, and do not do it by day. Everything we are going to, uh, if it is creating SEO pages, we'll be doing it maybe like 10 pages today. But only requirement is that that should be relevant to the current trends, news type posts or things like that. If you're doing volume like that, but if it is an evergreen content, then probably like one evergreen content per day. And but in order to do that, first do a deep analysis on our analytics from PostHog and Google Search Console to see what's happening first, and also relate that to the um, latest projects that we have been doing. You can check the Obsidian Vault and see if there any of it correlates and what should we be doing more of, and also think of new angles, new ideas, etc., to drive even more traffic. So that's another one. Let that work. So it's still working. All right. Yeah, I want to be able to check this. So I need a reel. What is this doing? So to promote, so the other bug that we just saw need to be, what is it? Will be uh, automations switching back to on after disabling from the user side. So I will need to do a deep dive on the code itself. What happened? Oh, Obsidian is hung. Let's do. There seems to be a bug on the automations page, which is um, what page is that? Task page. Even when I have certain um, automation switched off, after some times it gets switched on automatically. I think there's a problem with the agent task or one of the crons, which re-enables it. That is one bug. And on the same system where we need, there seems to be another bug. For the agent task section, this probably be present on other sections from the task page as well. Even if something is turned off, for example, I have switched off trend detection, it is still feeding these tasks to um, creating tasks for this recurring automations. I can see that in my desktop app and in the task page, which is agents. So there is a naming discrepancy between task and automations page, where task/task page is actually automations page, and the actual task page is slash agents. Keep this in mind. Uh, mm, I've done it in Notes because I wanted to relaunch it. Maybe I can do it in Terminal. Yeah, I want to use this one because I won't be able to resume that in the desktop app. Let's see where we are at. I think it is testing and finding. Okay, updating project now. Yes, documenting it. And after that, it should be deployed. Yeah, it's committing everything. What is this? This is actual code. And this is the tracking project. 28. Yeah, almost done. Meanwhile, let's switch this off again. I can also add check post hog logs for the last 2 hours to see what had happened, and also do a deep dive into code before thinking through what could be the problem. Absolutely no speculation. Everything must be grounded in actual code. Let's see if it is done. No. Yeah, it's deploying to production. Yeah, qualified deploy. Oh, we can check the analytics. It's still checking analytics from Search Console and post hog last 14 days. That is still working. Last 7 days, I haven't been very active last week. All right, deploy queued, so we can actually. Can you confirm that you did not drop the pre-authorization and settlement pattern? Just the display issue is fixed. No actual backend functionality was dropped. What happened to our content? Uh, okay, it's giving us a strategy. So, what I need: product detail, full April 2029 promotion angles already mapped, apps brand brain, and the actual app code under. So you're trying to promote it using the the product itself. The second content campaign spec, personas, angles, calendar hooks, image to persona, not a code change. I'll treat the deliverable as a campaign design doc plus an ongoing content production system, not a software feature. Saying brainstorm now, different artifact. One important constraint from live research and your preferences, TikTok and YouTube publishing on Brand Brain is coming soon. Not live, only IGA, LIX, manual download and up. We know that. That's fine. Just want to set expectations. The Brand Brain pipeline produces vertical MP4. You push it to TikTok yourself. That's fine. At least you'll have reels for now. The clarifying question I need to ask first, because it changes everything else. When you say create multiple AI influencers, which one of these you mean? The decision tries whether we need new IG TikTok accounts. So when I say multiple AI influencers, there is an avatar feature in BrandBrain. You can actually check the code, and you are right. This is not a coding feature. It is a marketing of the product itself, using the product. So we will be ideally, there is also multi account feature uh, for each platform. You can that the AI agent or you as an AI agent can route to. So that is BB connections. Um, and each of these AI influencers, which is not properly connected to be fully automated, but it can be manually done on BB Cloud side to create new avatar account. And the idea is to map those avatar account for each AI influencers on a platform, and there will be a default avatar pick which will be used in combination with the script to create the audio, and also there is the default voice as well. It's not fully done, but that's the idea. But at least if we have the reels, you don't have to. You can check the code, but you don't have to worry about it too much. I just wanted to give you some background where this is going, but different angles. As you have said further down, one face, many angles. That could be a starting point. but um, we don't now need those personas for the same avatar, but different angles probably be promoting a feature or looking at the ICPs and understanding or researching what are their actual problems, map it to brand brain, how brand brain is actually solving those problems, and yeah, and then create content based on that. You can also do a trend scan to see to find outliers, to see what is in demand and create content accordingly. Um, yeah, or different features of brand brain, promote them in different reels, but map it to actual problems, how it solves the user's problems, etc. These are just my thoughts. You can do the rest of the thinking on your own. All right. What else is it saying? Multiple synthetic faces, one ecosystem. Create 3 to 5 fully fake AI generated personas. That's actually a good idea to create personas. It's like this all MD file for OpenClaw. But, right. To fully implement the personas, the BB Cloud doesn't have the system to implement personas. What you can actually do is, because you're operating locally, you are operating in a brand brain folder and you can create for the gaps that don't exist on BB Cloud version. You have the capability to manage the features and the campaigns, etc., in an MD file, treating it as an Obsidian vault wherever directory that you're working from. So the personas or anything else that you find a gap, or you can keep it in sync as well if you want, BB Cloud and the local files, if that makes sense. Not sure whether how we'll see how it will work, and we'll adjust. Most upside, most setup work hardest to keep authentic given hybrid. Your real face stays on. I will use my real face and other influencers, other influencer faces, AI influencers. So this will be per Instagram account. There'll be new Instagram accounts. But for testing at this stage, we will be using technically hash that connection. Okay, so it knows that. Don't forget to update your memories and persist the instructions and our back and forth in MD files in the local folder. And then return. Oh, there may be a bug. No. Okay, let's see what it does. And in the meantime, we can the full pipeline unchanged. So it has come back with a confirmation. So now I can close this and update it. And let's see, our analytics agent is still pulling I don't know what it is doing. What is it doing? I think it's analyzing post hoc analytics from different angles. Mm, why isn't it updating the reopening? Claude. Yeah, look at the usage actually. How much I have used since I started the stream. Usually it will be like something like 8%. Ooh, what was that? Anyway, settings. usage. It's actually 25%. I don't know if it has any effect on my the doubled rate limits. See, in just 20, how many minutes is that? 440 minutes. I used up 25%. I don't know. Hmm. Alright, we'll see. Do I have to quit? Yeah, that could have been the problem, but I've relaunched it now. Downloading update. Maybe 25%. It looks feels like it's even more. I don't even have where is that? Pre-authorization. Yeah, this one. What is the context for that? Oh, looks like it has just gone over the context. So I don't think that could be the problem either. Relaunch to update again. Yeah, I'm not convinced. That looks even more consumption actually, just for 40 minutes. Usually it uses up in like 90 minutes, but maybe it's slightly low. And the things I've been doing was wasn't even complex. It's like small tasks. And it's still running. What was that? Okay, this was the actual uh, content that was created, but I don't think. Why is it only one, two, three, four, five? One, two, three, four, five, six. But it did create all these. So that is an issue. But I will gate it anyway. Content. One, two, three, four, five, six. What is happening there? So I think it is showing one news piece here. Maybe it is, and then I click on it, I see two different ones. What's happening? There is an Instagram reel. When I click into one of the content pieces from the view task view on desktop app, it shows again two different content pieces. It it had to be per platform content, and then why what is the two different, or it is just some sort of like detailed view where Instagram reel, it shows Instagram reel. Can you maybe I'm not understanding the implementation. Can you do a deep dive into the code and let me know what's happening here? Yeah, I think it's the same thing replicated. Okay, I will pin that. I'll come back to this one. All right, it's just starting me creating the actual reports. Okay, it's already done it. Can maybe create a slash command or a verification skill. Or I could just start in trigger the superpowers verification skill. Is there one? Brainstorming. Yeah, verification before completion. What about after completion? Hmm. Okay. Going to move that to backlog. Right. So it is creating the marketing files. That is interesting. That's indeed interesting. Let's see. The shape of the campaign goal promote brand branding primarily through Instagram Reels and vertical carousels, cross postable to TikTok via manual MP4 export, expand to dedicated AI influencer IG accounts later. Core insight from the research the market is in real squeeze. Agentic AI is now mainstream, but 56% of the users see AI slop often and very often. And Instagram's originality score plus LinkedIn's suppressed template AI. LinkedIn's 360 brew. Is that new? That tension is brand brain's edge. This is tool with human approval gate baked in. So the campaign isn't look how automated this is, it's look how non-sloppy automated content can be when there is voice plus approval. Persona account architecture. VB Cloud has no persona registry, so we manage personas in the local vault. It's actually a good thing. So for situations like this, if the cloud version doesn't have its an appropriate tool, it needs to be maintained in. So let me just add that into. So let's switch back here. Let's look at the analytics, what it says. Done. The content constraint is not page volume, it is indexing and CTR. Indexing, three of the 30 URLs are in per Google's own count. Sitemap URLs are not indexed. Go into 10-day without fixing the mesh, just compounds discovered, not indexed pile. Recommended. Title meta rewrite on 5 high impressions, 0 click pages. Okay, do that then. Do that. Ship the evergreen pillar, how to get cited by ChatGPT and Claude AO JAO. Master guide. We can differ. As I said, you can't really funnel this into brand brain, I think. AO Geo topics because the BB does not have that functionality yet. Will have in the future, but not yet. Tree internal mesh fix on. Or estimate. Isn't this just indexing submission? Also check why Google not if it was not indexed, was it crawled, but Google decided not to index, etc. Trend pages. You should have done the trend scan also first before suggesting this for direction. Create a new project for this later to fix this and add to backlog. Give me all the approval questions here. So I'm mainly using the console. Now you can keep sending the questions to Telegram as well, but don't bury these questions inside the PDF, but ask me directly here. That's fine. Yo, yo, yo. I rarely looking at the chat. Uh, Hmm. Right. I'm going to be back after. Yeah, I need to wait for at least another 90 minutes for that to reset. I've. Yeah, I don't think the doubled rate limits. Well, previously I used to run out in 90 minutes. Now I run out in 3 hours. So I think it is in effect. It's essentially double. So even with that, I'm running out. I used to have two subscriptions before, but yeah, I will come back once this resets, maybe in a later session today. I may do a few things off stream. Well, cheers, man. Elijah. Yeah, unfortunately. Uh, yeah, I'll get some work done off stream as well before that resets. Anyway, have a good day, guys. It's going to be 6:50 a.m. here, and have a good day. And I'll see you in the next one.